What's up, everybody? It's Jay and Jay with Justin and Jordan. Justin. What we got going on today, bro? The NBA Finals is tied. You feel me? Trade talks going on. Of course, Knicks for clicks too. As always, you know, we could literally be doing anything, and they're still gonna put our shit out regardless, and have that be like the top thing. Stephen A. playing solitaire, but that's not a real topic. That's not a real topic. That's just funny as fuck. Stephen A. playing solitaire though. Come on, what we got going on today, bro?
So we got OKC winning a close game last night, tying the series 2-2 in the NBA Finals. Looked like for a majority of that game that Indy was going to go up 3-1. Shai's heroics in the fourth quarter saved them. KD trade rumors heating up, especially them saying he's going to be expected to be traded as early as next week. Giannis looking like he's going to be staying in Milwaukee for at least this season. Trey Murphy trade rumors heating up. Celtics may potentially shopping Derek White and Jaylen Brown. The noise around that. Obviously, the Knicks and their coaching search. They're finally going to do interviews
you about
next
to say
week.
Struggles?
No,
sound you
coaching.
About to say struggles.
Nah, I was going to say search.
I was about to say.
They're finally going to be doing interviews next week. And yeah, it's been a eventful week.
You want to talk about the actual hoops on display, or save that for last?
We could, because it's like fresh in my mind.
Like do it first?
Yeah.
Because the last time we was here, it was 1-0.
Yeah.
I didn't panic, but I did say OKC was going to win in 5 and that Indy wasn't going to win again. They did. But what matters now is that it's 2-2. It's 2-2. Shivante, you're going back home. Please win this critical game 5 and steal game 6 away. That's all I need from you. That's really all I need from you. Borderline begging at this point, to be honest with you. Like seriously. Last night you did your thing. You went out there, you guys stole a game away, most importantly. But the one thing I kind of want to talk about, Justin, before the game itself, we need to have a serious conversation. After all the shit that Luka went through last June, this is the worst blow-by rate of all time since the stats been tracked. Mind you, the stats only exist for like 4 years. Whatever. So it's not even no big deal. All respect to Harden. I'm sure Harden would lead that shit if it was peak Harden. Luka's the worst defender in the league. Luka's the reason why they lost the finals to this trash defense, so on and so forth. And the thing is, Shai's getting targeted too. Shai's getting targeted like they targeting Brunson, like they targeting Trae Young, like they just targeting a weak defender. And it's embarrassing, bro. We talked about the Nembhard combo the other day. It was like they're going at you in damn near every action. TJ McConnell is frying you. And you're supposed to be this two-way superstar. Step it the fuck up, bro. Your job is to be that two-way superstar. That's why you won MVP. That's why you better than a Jokic, for example, because you play defense. But you getting picked apart like Luka. That's the one thing I just want to comment on. But again, props to him for doing his thing yesterday. Being able to grab a game to avoid going down 3-1, which is, a deficit only overcome by one man and one man only in the finals. I would have had no hope if they went down 3-1, to be honest with you.
No.
Like, just straight up. But that's the only thing, man. Like, all this talk about him being like this new superstar, Kobe-esque, Wade-esque, Jordan-esque. Yeah, you got the numbers in the finals in terms of scoring. You're averaging 33 right now. I think specifically 32.8. Nah, I'm going to need to see that defense if you're really about it. Because the one thing we raved about OKC was 5 borderline elite defenders all out on the floor. We said that months ago. And that's not looking like you right now.
Mm-hmm.
But again, props to him, though, for what he did in Game 4. You feel me?
Yeah. Last time we were here, the series was 1-0. So now 2-2. Game 2, we got the OKC SmackDown, which anybody probably knew was coming. Game 3 was Indiana. Everybody came to play. You had Mathurin coming off the bench for 27
Best
points.
game of his life.
That was crazy. TJ McConnell going crazy with the inbound steals. I think he had like 5 steals in that game. Gave you 10 points. Obi Toppin was giving you good minutes off the bench. And Hallie had an aggressive game, almost a triple-double. And now this game 4, pressure's on OKC. And for a majority of this game, it looked like Indiana was going to run away with this shit. Especially after Chet got hurt, rolled his ankle. I thought that was going to be it for him. And before that fourth quarter, we were about to have some nasty conversations about Shai.
Oh, and one other man too, but he stepped it up.
Yeah.
Shout out to J-Dub.
Yeah, because this was not a good Shai game by any means. The fourth quarter was what saved them. Because outside of that, the first 3 quarters was just bad. And I just have it in my notes because this game to me so far, this was like game 1 is still the best. I think this game is like right under it.
Of course.
This game was right there. So Shai gave you 15 in the fourth. Chet was big time because there was some moments in this game where I'm not the only one. Everybody was like, yo, Chet, what are you doing? Especially when he was throwing that lob and they got turned over. He was just playing very timid. But the fourth quarter, he also stepped it up. Caruso, big time game. There were times I'm telling my brother, I'm like, yo, Caruso, that ass looks like the second or third best player on the team. He gave you 20 points off the bench. They might have to consider starting him. I don't know.
Who sits down?
Yeah, I don't know who's going to... Because they finally went back to iHeart starting this game. And iHeart wasn't too good. I think he was like a -7. So that's something they have to think about. And to all the people that said... or that got on my case about... What's up?
What's up, Pops?
All the people that got on my case about Shai being a point guard. When I say he's a shooting guard,
He's a 2.
he's a shooting guard. He had 0 assists in this game. And Indiana's defense just made it completely difficult for him. And he could not get anything going. And he was just completely wired to just go and just try to score. So Indiana really figured that out. But OKC's defense in the fourth quarter, they really turned up and locked in. And I wrote it down here. Indiana, their last field goal was a Halliburton 3 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. After that, they only scored 1 point. And it was a Mathurin free throw.
Yeah, straight clamps.
Straight clamps for the last 3 minutes of the game. So you have to credit OKC for that. There's no way around it. Some people want to say Mathurin choked, Indy choked. You can say whatever you want, but you have to give Oklahoma City credit because they just dialed it up defensively and they wasn't going home without a fight. And then Shai hit the 2 biggest shots of the game at the end of the game, and he took them home. That's what superstars do. So shout out to them. It's going to be super tough now because now they have home court advantage for the last 3 games, and they kind of swung everything back into their favor.
The only thing is, though, you know how Indiana does away. If anything, more afraid of them in an away scenario than home.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. Now you said Mathurin free throw, though. It just made me think of the Lou Dort forearm to Halliburton that didn't get called.
When Mathurin was taking the free throw?
When you said Mathurin free throw, that was the first thing I thought of, and I started laughing. Another thing, too, Halliburton got his first free throw of the finals, which is kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you, regardless of play style. How do you wait until game 4 to give this man a free throw? Regardless of how I feel about Halliburton, that's kind of ridiculous. As an all-star, too. But like you said, man, all they had to do was answer back. They had all the pressure in the world. We talking, 60-plus wins. Again, the next coming of Kobe and Mike, supposedly, you know? You're the MVP. All these talks, the best SRS, the best on-off numbers, the best offensive rating, the best defensive rating, you feel me? Like, of all time and all this stuff. And they had to answer, because if not, it was going to look really bad for them to lose to Indiana of all teams. It says in Boston. It says even Cleveland in terms of regular season success. Mm-hmm. This is the Pacers. Credit to them for what they're doing. They're on a magical run, but it would have been really nasty considering that every single person on earth picked OKC to win this series. But they answered back, and I need them to win the next two, to be honest with you. I don't want them to. I need them to. Because the last thing I need to see, man, is a Halliburton Finals MVP. He'd be the 9th person, if I'm not mistaken, to have a Finals MVP without scoring 20 points per game for the whole series. It's looking bad. It could still be Siakam, too. That's the funniest part.
There was a point in the game, like in the third quarter, I was like, nah, I think if they win, Siakam's going to get this.
This is win by committee. That's the thing I told D, and that's why I was like, in a weird way, maybe a Halliburton ring wouldn't be too bad. Because I feel like it'll kind of devalue the ring culture in a weird way. Because let's be real. I know there's people trolling, talking about, oh, he'll be better than CP3 and stuff like that. But let's just be serious. Can we really put this man like in serious conversations above players that don't have a championship? That's why I compared him to Chauncey Billups, which isn't even an insult, and the 04 Pistons. You know, even though they don't play the same, it's win by committee. Ain't nobody saying Chauncey Billups better than Steve Nash or CP3. And Chauncey, by the way, I had to go check this because I was talking to D about it because we was having this convo when he was talking about the win by committee and shit. I was like, yeah, Halliburton would even average 20, you feel me? In this finals, and he might win finals MVP. I was like, let me check Chauncey Billups. Even Chauncey averaged 21.
In the finals?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I thought he averaged 18. He averaged 21 against Shaq and Kobe. So I was like, yeah, this, in a weird way, I don't want him to win. But, damn, it would also be a nightmare for me, too. Back-to-back years. Back-to-back years. Tatum last year, Halliburton this year. Like, I would be sick. But in a weird way, I don't think I'd be too pissed in the sense that, like, I think ring culture wouldn't be taken that seriously after a championship like this. But maybe I'm wrong, because Detroit won in 04. I'm not going to be like a dick and say nobody cares about it, but in terms of, like, all-time convos, nobody's talking about, like, no, Ben Wallace is better than like, Dwight, for example.
Yeah.
No one's saying Chauncey's better than CP, you know? No one's saying that, Rip is better than Harden, But I still need Shai to win this shit. Please and thank you. That's the one thing I'm asking for. The first time I'm asking you of this, bro. Just please win this series badly. I cannot see Indiana win a championship.
Not yet.
So they'll be 0-2 in finals too, so it'll be even funnier.
Not yet. As a neutral fan,
let's not say neutral.
Nah,
we're just not in there.
Not yet, for real.
Which just pisses me off too, because we don't play the same as Indy, by the way. And they pass the ball a lot. And I forgot what the stat was. It was like OKC won this finals game with like what? It was something like, it was the least assists or least passes in the game to still win a finals game. Some shit like that, right?
Might have been least assists.
It was one of the two. Because it showed assists and then it also showed passes for total. The Pacers passed the ball like 120 more times than them. But
it's another crazy stat?
We probably wouldn't even beat them, to be honest with you. But it would have been good to be here.
Oh yeah, we was not beating OKC. But
you were saying, what about the side though?
Another crazy stat. OKC only made 3 threes in this game.
And ridiculous.
And they took 16 for the whole game. So they wasn't even getting their shit off. And they still won this game. So that's fucking crazy for them to even come out with this win. But yeah, as a neutral fan, it's like I don't really care who wins. Like, I just like watching the NBA, especially the finals at this point. Like, I'm a basketball fan before a Knicks fan. Like, I'm not gonna be salty because what?
I can't agree with that.
I'm not gonna be salty just because the team that took us out is there. Like, I'm enjoying these games. Like, when Mathurin hits a step back 3, I'm like, yo, that's my fucking guy. Like, or like, if Shai does some crazy shit, I'm gonna be hyped too. So I guess the conversations depending on like who wins is gonna be interesting. Obviously, the Halliburton shit. I mean, I already feel the way I feel. Like if he was to win the ring, like I'm like in my head, I'm like still not better than my guy. Like, but I would give him
a lot of guys. Fuck
yeah, but I would give him the ultimate respect because he's always a guy that I gave his respect to it, except for the start of this year. The beginning of this year, I gave Halliburton a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro was garbage.
Yeah, I gave him a lot of shit, especially after that when they played us, the home opener. But for Shai, this would be, and I brought it up like the first. I think it was before the first finals game or after This would be like all-time legacy shit for him. And at this young age, and with how young that team is, and they could potentially run it back and keep on going, the sky's the limit for them. So for both of these teams, it's like, oh my God, like, yo, we have something that we didn't see. And for Indiana, even more, because like this was a team that started off rocky. And this is now like maybe the fourth consecutive year where it's like, yo, you got to watch out for that team that gets hot in the second half of the season. I mean, they're not the champion every year, but they're at least going to the conference finals. Because we got Indy this year. Last year we had Dallas. Year before that was the Lakers. Year before that was Boston.
I would say Boston is the biggest one to me.
Yeah.
Because I'll never forget, we was above Boston in the play-in. We didn't even make the playoffs. And then they just had a fantastic, second half of the year.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely
like,
just unbeatable.
Insane second half of the
I
year.
couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, they're probably be a fucking playing team. I was excited, bro. But nah, they fixed their shit and they got all the way to the finals. I mean, you better than me, bro. To admit what you admit. Nah, I'm a fan of my teams before I'm a fan of the sport as a whole, bro. Selfish as it may sound. I'm a be a Knicks fan before a hoops fan, I'm a like, if we did something that was bad for the league and we end up winning a championship, I would not care. I would be ecstatic, if anything, to be honest with you.
What do you mean something was bad for the league?
Like Kevin Durant going to the Warriors.
Oh.
I'm not saying like cheating or nothing, you feel me? Like within reason, like if it was to do like, oh my God, this is a league ruining like move. Like if somehow we could get like Giannis
for like a bag of chips.
Yeah, for like, here, take Tyler Kolek and fucking Bridges.
Oh yeah, and shit like that. I'm not gonna complain.
I'll be happy. I'll be like, I don't give a fuck that we fucking up the league. Like, it's a new super team. I'm like, yeah, finally, it's my time. But it's like, with every sport, too, not even just basketball. It's like, I'm a fan of my teams before I'm a fan of their sport. Selfish as it may sound, you know.
In that sense, I wouldn't give a fuck. But like,
I will be bitter.
In terms of like hate watching, I'm not gonna. I only hate watch like against like teams that I just fucking hate. But like, there's teams that I hate more than the Pacers.
I'm about to say, you can't say you don't hate watch.
No, I do.
With how you be watching Embiid and the Heat.
I definitely do hate watch.
Gone, I don't know how you feel about the Heat, but with how you be watching Embiid and the Heat, yeah, nigga,
I definitely do hate watch. But there's teams that I hate more than the Pacers.
I'm just rooting for OKC. I was fucking with Shai. I said Shai, but
when the Warriors were in the finals,
the Paul George shit.
When the Warriors were in the finals, those hate watches were crazy.
They didn't even like add up to anything though.
I know.
That's the worst.
Like
part.
All those years that the Knicks weren't in the playoffs, I was basically just rooting for.
That's true neutral. When we wasn't in there, I was just like, all right, whoever wins besides the Warriors.
I was literally just rooting.
And I'll be happy.
I was literally just rooting for Bron, like all those years.
Yeah.
Like
by the time we got to the finals, I was just rooting for Bron.
Yeah.
But like even
during the playoff run, I was
hold on. Oladipo versus Bron, I was torn.
I was voting for Bron
because I had Oladipo with the 72nd pick in fantasy that year, and he carried me, bro. He carried me all the way to a championship. And I like Oladipo too, which is funny because I kind of want to bring up this one argument. Fuck it, we'll do it right now. You feel me? It's okay. We get off topic. Someone had posted on TikTok most random debate: 18 Oladipo or 17 Gordon Hayward. And I was like, is this a conversation? Oladipo. I was like, 18 Oladipo really looked like D-Wade for a little bit. I'm taking Oladipo.
Respectfully, that's not even close.
And I fuck with Gordon Hayward too.
Yeah, I fuck with Gordon Hayward.
Who's in that tier then of the 17 Gordon Hayward?
Who's in that tier?
We also kind of do got to respect him though, because when we found out that he was teaming up with Kyrie, it did seem
that was a big deal.
They're gonna beat Bron.
In that tier, I don't know.
You think him and DeRozan were in the same tier at that point? I don't think so, because DeRozan had a year averaging 27.
I think it was that year.
It might have been that same
I remember that summer though,
after.
when Gordon Hayward was the hot free agent.
Absolutely.
And what the thing I remember the most was them all saying, I think it was on Sports Nation, they're like, Gordon Hayward's putting up Paul George numbers.
I have no problem with that. I have absolutely no problem with that in that point in time.
I remember that.
I have absolutely zero issue with that at all.
Because Gordon Hayward was averaging, 22 a game or some shit?
Bro, he was averaging like 22, He was playmaking. He was getting his rebounds too, efficiently as well. I have no problem with that conversation at that point in time.
I don't remember if it was Max Kellerman or Michelle Beadle. I remember one of them was like, "Yo, he's putting up Paul George numbers," and I was like,
"They're not wrong."
I was like, oh, "Shit."
Yeah, I mean,
and I was like, "You got Paul George up here."
Yeah, y'all always want to put Paul George all the way up here. Hey, man. If he's
and
all the way up
Jazz
there,
made the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
You remember
as the sole star.
They won a first round
he was
series
an
against the
all-star.
Clippers.
I think he was all NBA.
He might have been third
Like
team.
third team, yeah.
Yeah.
What could have been, bro.
That was a fun series. That Clippers Jazz.
I wonder what Tatum's career looks like, bro. And Brown. Brown's even more, to be honest with you. I think he'll be affected more if he deadass never got hurt. Like, I'm real life curious.
I think Brown's probably gets affected more.
He probably gets moved, bro.
Because Tatum was starting opening night, I remember.
I wonder if Kyrie leaves still.
You never know with Kyrie.
That's the thing.
He's a wild card.
They could have won the championship year one and he would have been like, I'm not happy here.
Yeah.
I think I want to play for the Trailblazers. Like, just on some random shit, you feel me? Shout out to Kyrie, too, for saying for Cat, by the way.
Hayward never got hurt, I would have gave Kyrie like maybe one more year that he's there.
An extra year?
Yeah.
But he couldn't. He had to leave in free agency. He had to sign.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So regardless, you just got 2 guaranteed years. Is he really staying? If they contending, I don't know.
Yeah. I was so hyped for that team. And then that shit happened. I was like, fuck.
Remember when people, even us, was hyping up Gordon Hayward to the Thunder?
Yeah.
But they do shit, man. That weak ass haircut too.
He didn't do shit there.
He didn't do shit.
I remember when
man.
he went to Charlotte. I was like, oh shit, Charlotte might make the play-in.
I thought
that was
like,
LaMelo's rookie year. Yeah.
Yo, I wonder what it was like for him to be at them team outings with the YNs.
Probably ass.
He probably was even going.
Damn, bro.
Because he likes playing League of Legends and shit.
Damn, shout out Gordon Hayward, man.
Yeah, I'm about to watch
2K12 to like 2K18 Gordon Hayward. It was good.
Are you talking about the game?
Yeah.
Yo, I'll never forget 2K13. He fried me badly when I was a small forward for the Warriors. He fried me really fucking badly. I ain't gonna lie. He made like 5 threes, and back then that was a lot. I don't even know why I remember that specific game, but I just remember. Oh, because his model looked crazy, bro. He looked like a serial killer back then in 2K with the bowl cut, and he was like pasty white.
Oh, nah.
I was like,
I thought you were talking about 2K12.
2K12, his model looked terrible too.
I'm not even going to say what I was about to say.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah.
If it's controversial, please, bro, do not do that shit. But shout out to Gordon Hayward, bro, honestly. But we got like off topic. Oh, we was talking about like the neutral fan and shit like that. Nah, I'm only truly neutral if we're not in the playoffs. That's the only time I'm truly neutral.
There's some
and that
fans,
goes for every sport.
There's some fans that are like, oh, once my team is eliminated, I don't even watch no more.
Nah, that's crazy.
Like, I don't do that shit.
That's crazy. You don't like the sport then.
Yeah, I don't do that shit.
But if like we like the 10 seed and we miss the playoffs, I'm just rooting for like good ass hoops. And maybe there's one team I really don't want to win and I root against them, but everybody else is like, I'm cool with whoever makes it.
Nah, yeah. Like if it was that case, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick one team to like latch on to, and I'm just riding with y'all.
Like 22, it was cool watching the Mavs. I would have been okay with the Jazz going far. I didn't really hate Phoenix as much as other people did, but when they was playing against the Mavs, that's when I was like, nah, I gotta root against them. I would have been okay with the Nuggets going far. Who else was in that run? I didn't have a problem with the Grizzlies yet because they weren't frauds yet.
I was rooting for the Timberwolves so bad.
Oh yeah, Timberwolves too. Timberwolves was fire hoops.
Cat was fucking cooking, but that was like peak like Cat doing stupid shit.
I wanted Giannis and Middleton to repeat so badly, bro. I want to
once Middleton got hurt, I was like,
yeah, I mean, bro, he's an important factor.
Yo, the hate watch that I had on the Nets was crazy. That Nets Celtics series, the first round, I was hate watching the Nets so bad.
And it's funny too, because the two teams I didn't want to make it far was the finals. So I was going like gut-wrenching thing, bro. I didn't want Boston in there, and I didn't want the Warriors in there, and they both made it. But everybody else, the other 14 teams, bro, I had no problems with them.
Yo, that Dallas 2022 playoff run was so fire.
Man, that being at Miller's at Game 7.
I'll never forget being in my kitchen upstairs watching the first game. Oh no, was it the first game? Nah, the second game when Brunson went fucking crazy. Yo, that shit was crazy. I was screaming at the TV at Donovan Mitchell like you let this nigga cook you like that? Like, yo, that shit was crazy.
Before the Brunson burner. I'll just never forget that Game 7 at Miller. It was just a good ass time too, even like outside the game.
That was a fun time.
Cause they was just getting fried and we was shocked. And we just ordered our food and we was just shocked as fuck. We couldn't believe it. And there was mad Rangers fans behind us screaming at the other TV. And we was fucking around screaming with them. But to just see them like fucking 40-piece them so quickly and shit, man. And Luka doing the smile and shit, bro, it was ridiculous.
Dinwiddie was hitting step back threes. Like,
yeah, Dinwiddie frying him, bro. That was an elite watch. At that point, I was like, damn, I got to root against Phoenix.
And that Miami and Boston conference finals was fire too.
I wanted Miami to win.
I didn't.
I know. Well, I'd rather them win than the Celtics. Like, when I saw Jimmy miss that 3, bro, in the last game, I was so disappointed. I was heartbroken. Because I was like, fuck.
And I remember
I need you to beat the Warriors, bro.
I remember game 6 in that series when Jimmy had like 46 in Boston. I was like, shit.
He was a demon, bro.
Because I think Boston went up 3-1.
He was a demon, bro.
That shit was crazy.
They got to do a documentary about the Miami and Boston rivalry. Like all time. From Bron days to Jimmy.
Starting from what, 08 to now?
I mean, you could, but like 08's not really like interesting. They met them in 07, 08 or 08, 09.
I think 07, 08.
Yeah, it's not going to be that interesting.
Because 08, 09, the Cavs played the Magic in the conference finals.
I mean, I know that.
Who the fuck did the Celtics lose to?
The Magic.
In round 2?
08, 09, Bron didn't beat them.
Yeah, because they beat the Bulls.
Bron did not beat them.
Round, yeah. And then 2010, the Celtics beat the Cavs in round 2.
And the Cavs had like 60-something, 166, I think.
Yeah.
The Heat.
Then the Heat beat the Celtics in 11 in round 2.
Of course.
I think they beat them in 5.
And then in the conference finals, they won 7 games.
Yeah.
12-13, they didn't see them. 13-14, they didn't see them.
I remember 12-13 opening night when KG didn't want to dap up Ray Allen.
Yeah. KG.
Who'd I say?
KD.
Oh, my bad. KG.
Shout out to KD with the Twitter fingers recently too, bro. No funny shit.
And then after that, they don't see each other till...
They don't see each other till Jimmy.
Till Jimmy, right? The bubble, I think.
Yeah, bubble. Then 22, 23, and I mean even 24 technically.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't want to say like that's an underrated rivalry because it does have the tension and it has like the history at this point in time. But low key, like I don't think people talk about it. It's low key an all-time great rivalry at this point in time.
Nah, that's like a legitimate rivalry.
Like all-time, like historic type shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it ranks, but
that's like the rivalry for like our era.
Yeah. That's the rivalry.
Yeah, for our era, that's the rivalry.
You could say it's that. No, wait, hold on. The Warriors and Cavs.
Yeah.
The Warriors and Cavs. I'll probably put it Warriors and Cavs.
Heat Celtics.
Hold on. I'll probably put Bron Celtics and then Heat Celtics. I feel like you got to kind of separate the two. Because Bron was seeing them every year.
Yeah. I mean, I would still... Oh, shit. Bron versus the Cavs versus the Celtics.
16, 17, 17, 18. Oh, 14, 15 as well.
Oh, yeah, when fucking Kelly Olynyk ripped out Kevin Love's arm. Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat.
Shoulder. Yeah, that was crazy.
Bron's played Boston like 7 times. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's only lost them twice.
Yeah.
I think it's 7. It's 6 or 7. I didn't even mean to make that joke either. Fuck, that's terrible. I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. I want to apologize for that. But yeah, I think he faced them 6 times. I mean, 8, 10, 11, 12, 15, 17, 18, 7. They only lost twice. The first two. And then after that, he never fucking looked back. Which I low-key think is gangster. No funny shit. Justin, let's talk about the extracurricular stuff going on around the league. Let's start with the trades, and I ain't gonna lie. No disrespect. Because I am a big fan of this guy, too. And I also want to ask you a question about him, too. Like, who's better? But let's start with, like, lower end. And let's start with Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
So the Pelicans is like fiending badly to jump into that top 3. Really curious, to be honest with you, on who they would even prefer between Dylan Harper and Ace, because I'm seeing both. But they're saying in a trade for Trey Murphy, they want like an established young player.
I saw that.
Like a prospect and first round picks. I don't even blame him. I really don't even blame him for wanting all that, because he is a hooper and he really ascended last year. My thing is, y'all got rid of BI to give him space and time, and now you're going to move off of him? Like, is Ace really going to be the surefire thing that he's better than Trey Murphy? Now, that's no shit talk on Ace either, but it's like, you would be happy if he's as good as Trey Murphy. And I don't even think that's going to be off rip. So I was like, I don't think this really makes sense to move on from Trey Murphy already. And the question I want to ask you before I even get like your take on like the trade rumor, who do you think is better? Because, you know, he did appear on Roommates last year. That shit was just random as fuck to me. I was like, what's the correlation? I forgot him and Josh's teammates. Apparently they was like mad close and stuff. And this was before Kale got there. Who would you rather have in our lineup, him or Kale? And it is close.
It is fucking
like
close. This
is just one of those. There's one of those random debates that like Josh would bring up to me, or like Kev would bring up to you. Was it Kev? Like Kev would come ask you random questions between two players.
Mm-mm.
Who was it? Oh, sorry, not Kev. JC.
Yeah.
They said JC.
Randomly, yeah.
JC would be like, who's better, Eric Gordon or fucking Tyler Hero? Like just random
He'll
shit
be
like
like
that.
Jody Meeks or Royce O'Neal. I'm like, damn.
Damn, bro. Like, to be my 12th man on the roster? Damn, maybe Jody Meeks, bro.
I feel like Trey could do more shit, like on the ball. Like he'll get you those step back threes. He'll get to the cup. I feel like Kale's, especially like I don't know what the fuck happened. He's like more afraid of contact. When he got it going though from midi,
yeah, it's amazing to watch.
It's crazy to watch. I'll probably say Trey slightly, but it's mad close.
My only thing is too, I want to say Trey, but I'm scared to admit it because you know, the grass isn't always greener, bro.
Yeah, it's not.
Kale was averaging 20 plus in Brooklyn, and that was a bad team. I got no disrespect to Trey Murphy's abilities. I mean, I want to pick him in this situation. But it's just hard to, but he's not going to do that here.
The biggest swing for Mikal, though,
defense.
The defense and the motherfucker don't miss games.
Yeah. You know you're going to get 82.
Yeah.
Every single time. Even if the last game of the season is only 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But how you feel about the room?
I gotta jump on that early.
What?
Next year. Last game of the season, like maybe the night before, just take under everything for him. Cause they removed that like in the morning.
They're not gonna put it.
You have to like catch it early as fuck.
They're not gonna put it, bro.
I gotta be ready.
They're not gonna put it. I promise you, they're not gonna put that shit. I guarantee it, bro.
Maybe not FanDuel. Maybe somebody else might put it.
I have to go on Bovada.
Yeah.
I make like that offshore account. I had to do that in Atlanta. And I won a bet too. They gave me bread and I won a bet. I bet on the Phillies.
Because every time I see a video of somebody checking in for the last game of the season for like to get a foul and then leave, I'm like, why didn't I fucking think of betting the under?
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch them 1 year, bro.
Good luck. They're not gonna let you.
I'm gonna catch them 1 year. Because I know Mikal's going to want to play so fucking bad. I remember Drew Holiday did it one year. I was like, fuck.
How tight would you be, though, if you did that? And he's like, you know what? I'm going to play the actual game.
Oh, shit. That would be tight.
And he dropped 30.
I mean, you also have to, like, understand, like, if the Knicks are, like, the 8th seed.
Situation. Or any seed.
Situation, yeah.
Any seed. If they're like, oh, if they win this game, they're the 3rd seed. If they lose, they're like the 5th seed.
Yeah.
He's going to play.
Yeah. But, like, because I remember last season, we had to play for that 2nd seed. This year, we were just
People were ducking smoke.
Yeah. This year, we were just locked into 3.
Yeah.
All year. So.
The Cavs ducked smoke. And we saw what happened with them. Who else did it too? It was 2 teams. It was the Cavs and somebody else. Or maybe it was just the Cavs.
If I'm not mistaken. The Bucks duck smoke.
The Bucks too, yeah.
2022?
No, I'm talking about specifically last year.
Oh, last year.
Was it just the Cavs? Or was it the Bucks as well?
Last year, I don't remember.
Nobody wanted to play Philly but us. We weren't scared to play Philly.
Last year, I remember the Cavs.
They did, 100%.
I remember 2022, the Bucks was not trying to play the Nets in round 1. And the Celtics said, fine, we'll do it.
I mean, the Bucks would have made quick, easy work of them.
And then I think the Clippers duck smoke in 2021. Because they would have played...
Yes.
They would have played the Lakers.
The Mavs was giving them fucking work, bro.
Yeah.
They was giving them crazy work.
I don't think the Clippers wanted to play the Lakers in round 1. And they're like, fuck it, we'll play Dallas again.
And Dallas almost made them pay.
Yeah, Dallas almost fried them.
It was the first year or the second year that Dallas went to 7. Because one went to 6, one went to 7. I think the first one went to 7.
No, the second one.
Second one went to 7.
Because I remember the second one was when Dallas won the first 2 games in LA. And then LA won both games in Dallas. And then literally the road team just kept winning until game 7.
I kind of want to watch those games, bro. Not the highlights, but like the full games. That was peak, bro.
That series was fire.
When he was just taking turns frying, bro. Year 2, you're frying Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
That was a Kawhi and Luka masterclass.
Yeah.
That game 7 got me so tight. I was screaming at the TV at Porzingis.
Fuck Porzingis, man. Motherfucker is still sick to this day.
Porzingis would have like a small dude on him and he's taking fucking jumpers.
He still does that to this day.
Yeah, that shit was getting me tight.
But going back to the Trey Murphy thing, like, how do you feel about it? Because I'm very confused, to be honest with you. I don't think it makes sense.
I feel like New Orleans has no idea what they're doing right now.
That's a fair point.
Well, now they got Joe Dumars now. Some people,
I don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't think it's a good thing. Some people might say
that's my point.
Some people might say respect him because he built the 04 Pistons, but
what he do after?
Nothing. He built the Greg Monroe, Josh Smith, Andre Drummond Pistons as well. So I'm not high on it. They really don't know what the fuck is going on. And DeJounte, we got to see what happens when he comes back. I think this is going to be the last year of CJ McCollum's deal. Zion's going through a bunch of shit right now off the court. I don't know. I thought Trey Murphy looked great in the time when B.I. was out and he was just hooping out there. So to shop him now, I feel like that just tells me you want to go into a rebuild. Because I don't see this team making like a big jump, trading Trey Murphy, bringing in a good young player, a solid vet, and then your new top 10 draft pick. Like, I don't see you making like an exponential jump this year. If your goal is to make the playoffs, I would hold on to Trey Murphy. But if you want to just start from scratch, you might as well start selling right now and see what you could get for Zion and Trey Murphy and all these guys. But this just tells me they're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, they kind of want to go rebuild, but they're like, oh, we got some decent pieces right now that we feel like, oh, if DeJounte didn't get hurt, if Zion didn't get hurt, we'd probably be in the mix. Because what was it, 2024, they won 48 games, 49? So they're like, oh, we feel like we're right there. So
last year, remember, they were a top seed.
Yeah.
I was talking about, like, teams don't want to see him low-key. And then look what happened. My only thing, too, is, bro, like, I was just thinking about it right now. I was going through every franchise. I don't know if I want to make it a definite thing because there's still one big contender as well. But they deadass might be the worst franchise in the league right now.
The Pelicans.
Yeah. And the only contender I'm thinking was the Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets is like.
And it just brings me back to the AD trade itself, because I'll never forget, bro. Like, there was Pelicans fans saying,
We won the trade.
we won the trade before the ring, too. They're like, look at all these assets we have. You're about to get Zion, too, so on and so forth. Zion's going to be a superstar. I mean, on the court, like, he's great, but this shit has not panned out at all. Like, they really might be the worst franchise in the league. At this current point in time, at least.
That's crazy. You got help from the lottery gods, and it still didn't work out.
Have they been the worst franchise since they changed to the Pelicans?
So from 2013 to now?
With AD, they was missing the playoffs more than they was making it.
They only made the playoffs twice in the AD era. So it's been, I'll say Pelicans.
And again, it's still tied with them and the Hornets. Hornets
only
made
made twice, 14 and 16. Shit.
But they was cold. 15,
But what's
16,
it called?
Though. 15, 16, it was cold.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
AD did win a series.
And yeah. But I feel like Pelicans also have had more talent than the Hornets.
Absolutely.
In that time period. So that's
They had a top 7 player. Kemba Walker is more so like 20th. And that's with all due respect to him. I mean, we all love Kemba. I haven't met a Kemba hater before, but it's like, let's be real. He was like the 20th best player, and AD was like in MVP talks.
And then even after AD, like BI for those first 2 years was like, what, top 25?
Yeah.
And Hornets' best guy was Terry Rozier.
The Undertaker.
Yeah. I think, that's crazy. I never thought of that since they became the Pelicans. Yeah.
They should have never stopped being the Hornets.
They might be 1. The Hornets are probably 2. Damn.
Pistons is fighting for their life, so I don't even want to throw them in that combo anymore. It's looking bright for them. And they have 3 playoff runs in that time span.
Did they make it in 18?
Drummond's been there twice.
16, 19, and then this year.
3 times.
Yeah. Because 2016, they got swept by the Cavs.
Yeah. That's when they was calling Stanley Johnson the Bronze Stopper. I mean, they was calling everybody the Bronze
Stopper. And then 2019,
Stopper.
they played the Bucks, and Blake Griffin was on one leg.
Yeah. He sacrificed his fucking career for that shit.
You think we can make a top 5? Pelicans?
Hornets. Low key. Maybe I'm just being a hater. But I kind of want to throw the Nets in that combo, especially since they had Durant, Harden, and Kyrie.
That's fair.
And they don't have no up-and-coming like superstar or nothing talent. Their future does not look bright, regardless of, thanks for the picks. Every time we lose a game. Like, it's not looking bright for them, to be honest with you. I might throw them in that bitch.
Yeah, we could throw them in there.
The Jazz are a better franchise than them, too. I'm trying to think. So,
the Jazz is like...
Throw the Wizards in that bitch, bro.
Yeah, you have to.
Unfortunately. I mean, John Wall. If they made it to that conference finals, I don't even know if I'll throw them in this combo.
Should we throw your boys in there?
I have a lot of boys.
Sacramento.
I'm not going to comment on that.
I think we should.
It's crazy too, though.
I think we should.
Hold on. It's really embarrassing that we made the playoffs the least, and we're still a better franchise than the Hornets, the Pelicans, the Wizards, and I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say we're still a better franchise than the Nets.
You're talking about the Knicks?
The Kings.
Oh, the Kings. Oh. I feel like you got to throw them in there, though.
Whatever.
You got to throw them in there.
Whatever, bro. We're getting Drew Holiday.
Because it's like, who else are you going to throw in there? Like,
we're getting Drew Holiday.
Minnesota turn shit around.
Minnesota's fine, yeah.
I mean, you know who fake has a conversation to be in here?
The Hawks. They've been in conference finals. They've been to conference finals.
Chicago.
I have no problem with that. The second round exit, 14-15. 13-14, where was it?
First round, they lost to the Wizards. 12-13, they lost in round 2.
Yeah, 2013 doesn't count, though. They were still the Hornets.
Yes, you're right. So 13-14.
But they beat the Nets round 1.
First round loss.
Mm-hmm.
14-15, they lost in round 2 to the Cavs.
15, 16,
They missed the
they
playoffs.
missed it. 16, 17 was the Wade year, correct?
That's when they went up 2-0 to Boston, and then they
Lost.
lost. And then they didn't make the playoffs again until 2022.
With Zach LaVine and DeRozan.
And they
ain't do shit.
I think they lost in 5. And then that's it.
You know, let's leave the Kings alone and put the Bulls in
The Bulls and Kings are right there.
And again, I'm just saying, it's just funny because these are all teams that made the playoffs more than us. You feel me? But I'm more confident.
Yeah,
Wait, I take that back. Never mind. I don't want to say that.
It's really between the Kings and the Bulls.
Fine,
I'll throw the Kings. I'm sorry.
Just throw us in there.
Because the Kings,
whatever. Just throw us in
they
there.
literally made no playoffs until 2023.
That's fine. Just throw us in there. We're coming back though next year.
Yeah, I thought Kings. The Bulls got saved for now.
Bro, when we have Drew Holiday, I don't want to hear shit, bro.
Yeah, that's the list right there.
I ain't being funny either. When we get Drew Holiday, I don't want to hear no type of shit talking.
All right, so
when we win 49 games.
The list again, just so I could re-say it.
The worst franchise since the Pelicans became the Pelicans.
So basically, worst run franchises since 2013.
13-14.
13-14. So we got Pelicans 1, Hornets 2, Nets 3, Wizards 4, and Kings 5.
Well, it doesn't have to be in order, but that's the teams.
That's the teams. Yeah,
because it's not even in order.
You guys could decide what order that is.
If it wasn't order, I'd put the Nets 5th.
And then you got the
Bulls is right there.
Yeah, the Bulls is right there. They not hiding.
And if it wasn't for Paolo, bro, the Magic would be in that bitch too. Seriously.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, bro, they would be in that bitch.
If it wasn't for Paolo and Vooch. Because at least Vooch took him to the playoffs, what, twice?
I think I said Vooch.
Yeah, 2019.
Yes,
and 2020.
I know he went to the playoffs. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
Nah,
just
but
put Vooch and Paolo in the same.
Didn't they make it in 20? Nah, I'm bugging.
No, so they made it 2 times with him.
I thought they made it in 2016.
No,
that's when Vogel had that shit jumping.
Is that was it 15, 16? No, 16, 17. When them and the Grizzlies started off hot, they both started off 7-2, and they played each other. And people made a joke. That's like, this is the NBA Finals, like as a joke. And then like that's when Aaron Gordon said some shit. He was shit talking. He's like, yeah, like people got to start looking out for us because we're gonna make the playoffs, whatever. Confidence, of course, as a player, not clowning him for that. But then they went back to their regular selves, wearing like 30 games, 25 games, whatever it was. You feel me? But I'm just laughing because like now I'm thinking about it. Vooch is low-key like a top 5 Magic ever.
That's crazy.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Forget crazy. That's embarrassing. That's actually sad.
That's sad.
To have Vucevic as one of your top 5 best players in franchise history.
Shaq, Dwight Penny.
Paolo. And then Vooch.
That's crazy. That's fucking sad.
Who else is a contender, bro? He's better than Jameer Nelson.
T-Mac?
That's a good point. They fighting for that last spot. Fighting is crazy.
No, I'll give T-Mac
the
that.
The fight is really between him and Penny because Penny broke down. But I'd rather take those 2 elite Penny years and Vooch's whole span.
Penny at least made all NBA first team.
He finished 3rd
in year 3 or some shit, yeah.
This is after year 3 was over. So it's like, are you taking those 3 years or are you taking fucking Vooch's damn near decade?
Give me Penny.
And he made the finals.
Yeah.
Nice. So Vooch is like 6.
And give me T-Mac too.
Vooch is 6.
Yeah. T-Mac was averaging fucking 30.
32.
32, yeah.
When his team was scoring like 70.
Made all NBA first team in the hardest era.
Was it the hardest era?
Well, I'll say the most impressive.
I think that is all situational, right?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the era, right? So, but like by position. So like the 2010s, I'm sorry.
Bigs that made it?
Trash,
yeah.
But I was more impressed by the All-NBA 3rd team point guards, or just guards in general, but specifically point guards, than the center of the first team.
Yeah.
Because we got DeAndre Jordan on the first team All-NBA. But like we talking about like Dame is fighting for that shit. Dame, Kyrie, John Wall, Curry, Russ, you feel me? Like that was all the point guards. Kemba, just to throw him in there too as well. TP was old by that point. I'm not gonna say Tony Parker. Isaiah Thomas. Then
Harden when they moved.
This is only point guards because technically, you know, NBA is guards. Then you throw in Harden, Clay. I mean, let's be serious.
DeMar.
Brad Beal. Oh, DeMar. But I was saying like Brad Beal has to be in that conversation as well. Like
Jimmy.
that, huh?
Jimmy.
That's tough. I don't
Or
know.
is Jimmy
I don't know what the fuck he
considered small
qualified
forward?
as back then. I'm pretty sure he's made the ballot for both. I could be wrong though, as a Bull. But 2010s, boom, got it. Power forwards
It's
in the
2000s.
2000s.
Yeah.
I'm respecting that more than like, you know, again, the bigs. Damn, we picking on bigs a lot. But then you go to the 90s, Pat, David Robinson, Hakeem, Shaq, you feel me? Like, that's everybody.
Alonzo Mourning.
That's why Alonzo
David
Mourning
Robinson.
That's why Alonzo Mourning only has 2 All-NBAs, I think it is. Look at the era he played in. But if he played in the 2000s, he would have been like first team every year after Shaq got to Miami. He would have had like 5 straight All-NBA first teams because he would have been better than Dwight.
And the year he came into, yeah.
Yeah, like come on, bro.
Got drafted 92. That was like the peak.
That's what sucks.
If he got drafted like 5 years later.
Yeah. 5 years later, had like a 15-year career, ended like in 2012. He would have gone through that Shaq prime, and then it would have been him and Dwight fighting for best big. And I love Dwight. You see me defend Dwight a lot, especially on that when we had that early on D Rose versus Dwight argument for the MVP and shit in 2011. But with his offense and shit, and with him playing against subpar bigs, he would have been way better than he was in the 90s, having to play all that time in the 90s. And then I'm not even going to go so far as like the age and shit, but like the 90s point guards was ass compared to the 2010s. And right now, I would say is forwards, even though it's positionless now. So it doesn't even have to be a conversation. But right now, I'll probably say it's forwards. So shout out to the fucking point guards of the 2010s because I think that's the most. I had this debate with somebody. I think that was the most stacked position of all time for an era, the 2010s point guards. I think that's more stacked than 90s bigs. I think it's more stacked than shooting guards in the 2000s, power forwards in the 2000s, small forwards in the 2010s. I think 2010s point guards is the peak competition, bro, for your position.
Yeah.
It's close. There's some arguments. Like, I really like 2000s shooting guards, right? T-Mac, if you want to qualify him. He's weird, too. Kobe, Wade, you know, Ray Allen, all those guys. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple people. I don't want to throw Richard Hamilton way too early. Like, I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of shooting guards. But you get my point. Like
AI was technically.
AI, yeah. AI is the one I'm forgetting that's big. Then you have like Michael Redd come in. But he was cold. He was cold. But,
Allen Houston.
Joe Johnson's weird too. He's more of a small forward though. I'm gonna just say he's small forward.
Yeah.
That one's a little bit weird though.
Yeah. And I feel like Joe Johnson's more late 2000s, early 2010s.
I mean, he was great once he left Phoenix.
Yeah.
And he was on Phoenix 04, 05. And then
05,
after that.
06,
So like the second half of 2000s, he was cool. I really feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm missing a key shooting guard from the 2000s.
So who'd you say?
AI, Wade, T-Mac, Kobe. And then I didn't want to throw Rip Hamilton in too early. Vince Carter, who we hate on a lot. Well, not hate on, but we correct a lot of the bullshit that people the way that people be talking about him. But yeah, Vince Carter is the one I was forgetting about. 2000 shooting guards up there. And then again, for that same era, 2 power forwards. Tim, KG, and Dirk. And all 3 of them won MVP in that decade. And then you still have Paul Gasol and Zach Randolph just outside trying to get in that bitch. Those poor guys. But Jermaine O'Neal too.
Yeah.
Those poor guys, bro. Those poor guys, my nigga. Antoine Jameson. Him as well. Gil too, we counting him as a point guard.
Last UNC player to make the All-Star game.
For real?
Antoine Jameson. 2008.
I mean, who's been great since then? Kobe White. Who else?
Kobe White is deadass their best player.
I'm about to see since Antoine Jameson.
If I had to guess, Kobe White, Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes is a good shout out.
Cam Johnson. Damn, who else came out of UNC?
Oh, fuck.
Nasir Little is even in the league still.
He's garbage. We're not counting him as some of the best.
I'm just naming names. Damn. Who else is in the league?
I got you right now.
Cam Johnson, Kobe White, Harrison Barnes.
Ty Lawson.
I'm talking. Oh well, like, yeah.
You said since
I'm just thinking about like current players right now.
Oh, only right now.
Ty Lawson was a fucking
Walker
dog,
Kessler.
Though. Does he count? He started at UNC and he transferred to Auburn.
Cole Anthony.
Yeah.
Tony Bradley.
Forgot about Tony Bradley. No,
Reggie Bullock. Yo, they suck, bro.
Yeah, they fucking suck.
I mean, you saying that because you like Duke, but like I'm really looking at the shit and I'm biased.
Every time I get into it with a UNC fan, that's all. That's what I bring up all the time.
Rashad
McCants. Nah, I mean he was cool
in the league. He was trash
in college.
No, but we talking about. You said Antoine Jamison is the last All-Star to appear from UNC, right?
Rashad had what, like 1 year where he averaged like 14.
Yeah, it was terrible though.
Yeah. I remember he was like, I could have averaged 30. That was crazy.
I mean, he said that he could do 81.
And DeMarcus Cousins was like,
he said, I played
couldn't
you.
even get 20.
No, he didn't even say. He said, "Shot, I played you." And he just shook his head. He said, "What does that mean? We played you too." He said, "We played you too."
Yo, that was hilarious. Yeah. UNC's NBA track record is ass.
Respect Ty Lawson. That's one of my favorite players ever.
No, Ty Lawson was great.
Danny Green.
Good.
Well, actually, 3 of them.
I mean, I've been saying for a long time, like UNC produces pretty good role players.
Role players, yeah.
But the star era of UNC has been dead since like
college basketball comes back.
The 90s.
I'm gonna make them a powerhouse
for basketball.
That's gonna be the first thing I do.
Because back in like the 80s and 90s,
I mean, of course,
UNC
they had everybody
was popping. Now it's like if you go to UNC now, it's like a fucking death sentence.
I mean, they had some legends, bro, especially in the 90s.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, such as
your boy Vince Carter.
No.
Oh, Pat Sullivan.
Shout out Pat Sullivan, man. Pat Sullivan, one of the best UNC players of all time.
Yeah, he got a ring.
I love you out here, bro. Come on the show.
You got a ring.
Talk to us about that 04 Pistons run. Talk to us about your brief stint here on the Knicks.
That'll actually be a fire show, I'm not gonna lie.
I remember when he got picked up by the Knicks, me and Dave was in art class. And was like, oh, he might come back to the school to talk then. He did not give a fuck about coming back. He did not want to see, bro. He did not want to see. Oh, I was about to throw out his government. He did not want to see Coach, let's just say. He probably never wants to see Coach ever again. And I don't blame him. But I really thought, I was like, he's going to come back and give scholarship bread. He ain't give a fuck, bro. We had that random ass millionaire, I don't even know his fucking name, rebuild the school gym. The weight room, at least.
Very grateful for that.
Yeah, shout out to him. We don't even know his name, though.
Don't even know his name.
But Pat Sullivan, like, come on, bro. You couldn't come back and be like, yo, I'm giving out a band and Knicks tickets for a scholarship.
Yo, Knicks tickets at that point?
I would have wrote the best.
I
don't give a fuck. I still would have went. I would have wrote the best paper of my life. He would have been like, what do you want to do in life, bro? I would have done like some shit. I was like, I want to be a mechanical engineer.
Because what year did he get picked up by that? That was what, like 20?
Senior year.
Oh, that was senior year? Oh.
Well, that's when, and I only remember that because I remember our art teacher, I'm not going to throw out his government either. He got fucking pissed at us for even talking about it. He said, he doesn't fucking care about you guys. I was like, damn. I was like, you didn't even have to say all that, bro.
Yeah, because I remember during high school, he was like with the Wizards for like a year. He was with the Clippers. Then he was with the Knicks. Yeah, I remember that.
Finishing off pause on Trey Murphy. What's like the best landing spot if he does get moved?
I
have my answer.
Damn, I'm about to look at the teams now. Cleveland?
Come to Sacramento, bro, please.
Okay. I would say Cleveland.
Cleveland would be nasty.
Cleveland would be fucking nasty.
Like, all jokes aside, I think that Loki makes them a super team.
Yeah.
Even though they don't want to hear that shit.
And the Spurs.
It would be cool. It would be great. But the next Spurs move, I want to see a superstar. Or like real, no disrespect again, but like real, let's just say perennial all-star talent. Not just all-star team, perennial all-star talent. I like the Cavs move though, if it's possible.
I like Cavs and Spurs.
If it's possible, of course.
The Spurs are like in a weird spot where it's like Wemby's mad nice right now, so we could just push the button and get a superstar, or we could just keep building this shit and just growing.
Bro, I'm actually so pissed too, cause, and I don't have nothing against Wemby, but it's like fuck, bro. Bron was too good at the start of his career. Never got no top 10 pick to his franchise ever. And Wemby's getting the second pick to his franchise. And he's in one of the best front offices ever.
And then after Wemby's rookie year, they got the 4th pick.
Yeah. And Bron couldn't get no top 10 pick because he was too good.
Bron, actually, I think they did get one, but they fucked it up. I'm about to fact check it real quick before I even say anything.
Let's look up Cavs draft picks.
No, because I have the guy in my head.
Who?
Let me double check. See if
I don't even have a guess for you, to be honest with you.
Yep, I was right. The Cavs had the 10th pick.
Oh, right on the money.
In 2004. They picked fucking Luke Jackson.
Who was after him?
After him was...
Like realistic too. Like don't be like 32nd pick was this beast.
All right.
Like within like 10 picks range. Like from 10 to like 20, 25.
Andres Beardrins.
No.
Robert Swift.
No.
Sebastian Telfair.
That would have been an upgrade.
Chris Humphries.
That would have been an upgrade, but barely.
Al Jefferson. Kirk Snyder, Josh Smith, then J.R. Smith, back to back. Darrell Wright, Jameer Nelson. Jameer Nelson would have been fucking filthy. Not too many crazy names. That Al Jefferson one, though. Imagine Al Jefferson and Bron. That would have been crazy. Oh, shit. They probably would have went to one more finals.
Not even trying to glaze. They could have beat the fucking Spurs.
That 2010,
like you might think I'm gassing, but I think they could have beat the fucking Spurs.
That 04 draft was kind of top heavy.
That's fine, but like,
because you had
we're talking about Luke Jackson, bro.
Yeah, Luke Jackson was a fucking...
Even JR would have been like, oh man, this is great. And early JR was even nothing like that.
Bro, Luke Jackson was off the Cavs after 06, and he was out the league after 08.
And that was their only top 10 pick since Bron got there. Yeah, because he made the playoffs. No, he made the playoffs year 3.
Yeah, year 3 they made the playoffs.
So who's the other pick then, the year after?
I'm going to look for Cavs.
Bro, I'm just imagining Al Jefferson and
so
Bron.
2004, they picked Luke Jackson. 2005, they didn't have a draft pick.
Wow.
06,
Who owned their draft pick?
I have no clue. 06, they took Shannon Brown, but I don't think he played for the Cavs.
That was late too.
Yeah, that was the 25th pick. Oh, he did play a year for the Cavs. Actually, yeah.
Who owned the Cavs pick in 2005? I'm about to check.
06, they picked Daniel Gibson in the second round. And then
Booby.
08, they picked J.J. Hickson, 19th. 09, they took Christian Ayenga. Oh, and they took Danny Green in round 2, but Danny Green barely played for them. And then they didn't have a draft pick in 2010, and then it was finally the Kyrie era.
05 should have been the 13th pick, is what it's saying right here.
Well, so there was like protections and shit on it?
All right, let me see. Cleveland did not have a draft pick in the 2005 draft due to trades from previous seasons. First round pick number 13, trade to Phoenix, and the Wesley Person deal sent to Charlotte as part of the expansion selection used to draft Sean May. You want to hear some names that they could have got with that 13th pick?
In 05?
So you have Shad right after at 14, but I'm going to just ignore some of these names because this is actually within reason.
Yeah.
Remember, they had the 13th pick. Danny Granger was 17th.
That would have been dirty.
And even then, bro, like this is nothing crazy, but Jarrett Jack at 22.
Would have been cool.
It would have been fair, it would have been decent, but it's like, damn. The one that's bothering me the most, Josh Smith too would have been cool too. Just being real, that would have been cool. Just in terms of like, they would have been having a dunk contest.
They would have been
game.
exciting.
But him and Al Jefferson, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna just say it out loud. They would have given the Spurs problems.
That team would have been nice.
Timmy guarding Al Jefferson. I'm not saying he can't stop Al Jefferson. Timmy could stop any big man.
Imagine
any time.
if they just.
But Bron literally has pictures of 5 Spurs players guarding him in the finals. Al Jefferson would have been better than nothing.
Imagine back-to-back drafts getting Al Jefferson and Danny Green.
They would have been too good though. We got to be realistic. Well, how good was Al Jefferson rookie year? I don't think he was.
He wasn't that crazy.
But situation as well.
He was with Boston, right?
Yeah. He said that Doc Rivers.
Once he went to the Timberwolves, that he started cooking. He started
throwing up 20, and then he went to the Jazz. Rookie year, you see, he put up like 7 points, 7 and 4, 8 and 5. But look, the year they went to the finals, 16 and 11
with a block and a half.
Damn, 20.
And then year 4, 21 and 11.
Bro, fuck that, 23 and 11 with nearly 2 blocks.
Bro, that would have been crazy. They really took Luke Jackson. Oh, man.
Wemby needs to thank God every day that he's a Spur.
And I'm pretty sure Al Jefferson came out of high school.
Yeah. Damn, that was a heavy high school draft, 04. Dwight.
That was the high school draft.
Dwight.
Sean Livingston.
Sebastian Telfair. Al Jefferson, JR, and Josh Smith.
Josh Childress, I think. Oh, no, actually, he went to Stanford. Yeah, my bad.
Damn, I knew that. I'm proud of myself. I knew that shit.
I don't know why his name always pops up in my head.
I don't know why him and Stanford linked for me, bro. I don't watch college hoops.
Nah, he did go to Stanford.
No, I know he did. Yeah. I remember him as a son.
Damn, who else? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Dwight, Sean Livingston, Sebastian Telfair, Al Jefferson. Josh Smith came out.
I said that.
Oh,
I said Josh and JR.
And JR, yeah. Yeah, that was the high school draft.
It was like, Bron did this? They was like, we got to try it. Let's just start swinging.
That was the OD. And then after that, was probably the Tyson Chandler. Yeah, because Kwame, Tyson Chandler, Eddie Curry, that was like the top 5.
Monte was the 05 draft, right? He came out of high school.
Monte was 05.
Was him and Lou Will the same draft? I think so.
Lou Will might have been 05 or 06.
That's maybe that's another high school draft, bro. I want to bring back high school, man. I'm not going to front.
Damn, where's Lou Will?
Lou Williams.
Monte Ellis was the 40th pick.
Yeah, he was second round. Shout out to my dog.
Damn, I don't see Lou Will.
Second round, 45th. So right after Monte.
Yeah, I see now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right after Monte Ellis.
And the Cavs didn't have a second round pick that year, right?
Hold up, Justin.
What?
CJ Miles came out of high school?
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Damn, this is a high school draft too, bro. Martell Webster, Bynum,
Salim Stoudemire. Holy shit.
Gerald Green, bro. This is a heavy high school draft. Mahinmi.
Jan Mahimi?
Or is he foreign? He might be foreign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's foreign. Because whatever's blanked out as college just means high school, mostly high school or foreign. CJ Miles, Monte,
Andrew Bynum.
Lou Will. Damn, bro, this is kind of wild.
I remember Andrew Bynum was like the youngest player to get drafted.
Andre Bloch came out of high school?
I did not know that.
If I was on he averaged 17 for a season?
Andre Bloch had some good years, yo.
Yeah, I thought it was like 13 points, not no fucking 17. Yeah, this is a heavy high school draft, bro. And then you have CP and D-Will at the top.
Yeah.
I'm about to look up NBA draft from those high scores. It might be 05.
Martell Webster came out of high school.
2001 had the most high schoolers. 7.
That was Tyson Chandler, Kwame,
Eddie Curry. 7.
Yeah.
Man, I wish they brought that shit back, bro.
That shit would be cool as fuck.
And some of these guys, like, they're already good enough. Just let them come in.
Because if they had that shit...
Cooper Flag didn't need to do no fucking college, bro.
AJ probably would have been in the draft.
Would he be number 1? Nah, let's not start that combo. Let's not. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to disrespect Cooper Flag like that. Speaking of one and done shit like that, this happened right before KD would have came straight out of high school, maybe.
And probably Mike Beasley too.
Yeah.
Even though Beasley was like the year after.
Shout out to Beasley. I mean, I was uncomfortable with the trash talk. He was giving Lance Stevenson. But shout out to you for winning. Chill out with the Melo shit, but though Melo would fry you. But the reason I'm talking about KD though is obviously the KD trade. We could move into that. They say in the weeks, they're saying the move's gonna happen in a couple of weeks, and in the next coming weeks. Please take us out of this conversation.
I think we are out.
Yeah. I don't want to be in this conversation ever. You had your chance. You said it's not cool to play for the Knicks, so on and so forth. The Knicks have been way more successful than you since you said that, since you went to Brooklyn. Congratulations. Congratulations, bro. Since then, 2 second-round exits and 2 first-round sweeps. Since then, I mean, we've had 2 second-round exits, a first, and a conference final. Which is not hang the banner, but it's like, this could have been you. This really could have been you. And you know, you wanted to play for Brooklyn. Congratulations. You want to start your own legacy, be the best Nets player of all time because the bar is so low, because the Nets have not had no crazy greats to play for them besides J Kidd. I'm not gonna attribute Dr. J to them. I'm sorry. Y'all don't even deserve to claim him. So the conversation is just gonna be between him and J Kidd.
Yeah.
Who else was your competition? Derek Coleman.
Yeah.
D'Lo. Vince Carter.
No.
Exactly my point. Exactly. Richard Jefferson. Kmart. So I get it. I know where you're coming from.
That's
you
sad.
knew that maybe you couldn't compete with Melo. You couldn't compete with Bernard. You couldn't compete with Pat Ewing. But that you had your chance to come to the Knicks anyways. And you didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't want Kevin Durant. So now it's just looking like T-Wolves. It's looking like
Houston.
There was one other team too that was in the circle. It said T-Wolves, Houston, and
Miami.
I'm not entertaining Miami. I'm sorry.
It's on the.
I know it's on the list, but I'm not entertaining Miami.
San Antonio.
San Antonio would be cool too.
Yeah.
But obviously, the one that makes the most sense to everybody is always going to be Houston. They have the young guys. They have the draft capital. We kind of do want to see the T-Wolves one too. Him and Ant-Man, mentor, and you know, the dude that's looking up to you as your idol. But let's just be real. We might as well just give him a Houston Rockets jersey.
Yeah.
Like, Miami's already saying they don't want to trade Khalil Ware, of all players, for him.
I mean, I don't know what.
And they're obviously not going to move Bam or Tyler. So it's like, that's why these motherfuckers don't get stars no more. They want to be so stingy.
I don't know what they expected, because I was like, how are you going to get Kevin Durant? You have to trade Tyler or Bam. They're like, oh, no, we're going to give up Wiggins, Duncan Robinson, and some picks. I'm like, you think Phoenix wants that shit? And you guys don't want to throw in Khalil Ware. Like,
these niggas are so delusional, bro.
The
fans and the front office, because they both feel the same way.
I have it in my head. He's going to be in Texas. Whichever team. I would like to see him in San Antonio. I think that would be pretty cool.
Mavs, take a swing.
But I do think Houston is gonna swoop in. Minnesota, I'm not that crazy about that.
I would like it solely for the storyline, but I don't think it's making them no like crazy contender for a title.
I don't think that moves the needle for them, because you would have to include Randall and probably Nas Reed in that shit. So it's like, and then Nikhil Alexander.
And then you don't even have bread to make the team better around them.
Exactly. So I don't really think that moves the needle for them. It's like, it's cool, like just to hype it up on Instagram and shit like that. But I think Houston or San Antonio probably makes the most sense.
Yeah. And it's gonna be Houston.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're dragging out and shit. I'll be very surprised if it's not Houston.
Yeah.
But like, a word on the Miami shit too, bro. Like, the fans in the front office need to stop doing that. You have to give something up to get something. Like, you're not always going to be... Not everybody is Danny Ainge. And again, I'm not going to speak for you. I respect Pat Riley in the show, right? As a basketball mind. Well, he was kind of senile this past season. You feel me? For the shit that was going on. That's why I didn't want to speak for you after all this stuff going on, because we both said he was in the wrong for that too as well. But as a basketball mind in front office, I respect Pat Riley, right? Not everybody is Danny Ainge on the Celtics.
Yeah.
You're not going to finesse everybody. You have to give something up to get something. We just traded Julius Randle and Devo to get Cat. and I don't feel bad about that. They were never gonna take by the way, I don't want to move him anyways, regardless, but they were never gonna take Mitchell Robinson in the second round for Cat. That was never gonna happen. And we're gonna keep Randall, Brunson, OG, you feel me, in this hypothetical. We had to give something up. And it's the same thing with every trade. And I hate when Miami fans be like, oh, we can't trade Jaime. Like, he has a lot of potential. Are you fucking kidding me? To get a star?
He's like 23.
Yeah, like to get a star too. Oh, look what he did. He was a great rookie. Are you kidding me right now? So high. We're not trading Khalil Ware. What do you would be so fucking happy if for 1 year Khalil Ware can put up KD's rookie season numbers. You would pray for that to happen. And that's no knock on him. Like, I think he's ass or nothing. But I'm just saying, you're getting Kevin Durant, of course, in a much older version, right? More often than not, Khalil Ware is not gonna, pan out to even have an average Durant season, or like I said, his rookie season. And he's a cool player. He's gonna do good. He's gonna be in the league. He's gonna last. But it's like, come on, bro. What are we doing? I don't want to trade Tyler Hero to get Dame. How the fuck are you gonna get him? What are you gonna move to get Dame when he was trying to get out of Portland? That's what I'm saying. It's not even just Pat Riley and like the front office thing like that. It's the fans too, bro. And I hate that shit so much.
No, I think they wanted to move Tyler Hero. It was just Portland was like, we don't want Tyler Hero.
Well, there's something I didn't want to move him. They're like, oh, he could be just as good as Dame. That is crazy.
And it's like another thing. It's like, even if they was to pull that shit off, are you looking at them like, oh shit,
Dame, Bam, and Jimmy?
No. I'm talking about the KD shit. Like, even if they was to pull this shit off, would you?
I'm not scared of them. That is a 6 seed.
Tyler Hero, KD, Bam.
That is a 6 seed.
Yeah.
KD on the Heat is not no crazy team, bro.
Your starting five would be what? Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Kevin Durant.
I might pick the Celtics without Tatum over them.
Damn, bro.
No funny shit.
Who's starting at the 3 for them? KD will be the 4, Bam will be the 5. Unless you're going to do Mitchell, Hero, KD, Bam, and Ware.
If they get to keep wearing that hypothetical.
I don't know. And then their bench, I don't know.
Are you taking that KD on the Heat or the Celtics without Tatum? Regular season too. I'm still taking that Celtics team, bro.
Celtics, let's say they have Jaylen Brown is still there, Derek White is still there.
Yeah, which we're going to talk about in a second. But let's say they keep all the guys.
Oh, if they keep all the guys, give me the Celtics.
Yeah, give me the Celtics.
Like, same exact team.
No Tatum.
Just no Tatum. Give me the Celtics.
Even if they was to get off of like, Drew Holiday or Porzingis or both, I would still take the Celtics. You just bump Peyton Pritchard up.
Nah, yeah, give me the same.
The big would be very suspicious if you move, Porzingis.
Give me the same Celtics team, no Porzingis. I'm taking the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm taking the Celtics as well.
Yeah.
I'm taking them. So it's like, not better than the Knicks. You're not better than the Cavs. You're not better than the Pacers. I'm taking the Pistons over you. So it's like, come on, man. Philly's coming back. I'm going to take Philly on they come back over a KD Heat team. So I don't think it's a smart move for them anyways. I don't know what Miami can do. Miami's in low-key purgatory right now after making those 2 finals to start the decade off. They're in purgatory.
Yeah.
And I know they want to chase the stars and shit like that. At this point, bro, you might have to build through the draft.
They're going to have to.
Because Kevin Durant, bro, he's not saving your franchise. He's old. He's not saving your fucking franchise.
And Miami's always been in the position where, like, they're not picking high in the draft. They're always picking, like, late lottery or, like, in the late teens.
Like 14 to, like, 24.
That's usually around where they pick. Because it's, like, their only high draft picks that I remember is D-Wade at 5 and then Mike Beasley at 2.
Yeah.
And only one of those worked out.
Whoa. Justice Winslow.
Yes.
He was 9 or 10.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Well, that's late lottery. I'll give it to you. I shouldn't have said that. That's late lottery.
I forgot about that. Yeah, 10th pick. I remember Boston was fiending to trade up for that. And Miami was like, nah.
They were trying to trade with the Hornets. Who took Kaminsky. They were dying for him, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, what a rare, like, Danny Ainge misstep and he didn't even take it. It's so weird to be obsessed with him. And they say it was like the LeBron replacement too when he came out. I wish he panned out.
Yeah, I feel like he was solid until he wasn't.
I wish Josh Jackson panned out.
Yeah, and if it didn't work out in Miami, it's hard to see something different in Boston.
Yeah, of course.
It probably would have been similar.
It would have the same thing. Maybe it stops you from taking Brown. Maybe it stops you.
Yeah,
Maybe you're not even in the situation to take Tatum later on.
probably not.
Wait, no, I'm wrong. Because that's all predicated on the Nets being bad. Nets is going to be trash regardless. They're a trash fucking franchise.
Yeah.
They're one of the worst. They're one of the bottom 5 franchises in the league, as we just went over. So
Yep.
they'll probably still get both anyways. But nah, KD, just throw a white and red jersey on him. That's it. We don't got to dry this shit out.
Yeah.
It's all going to be about the pieces, though.
Yeah.
And since you already said, the Celtics going deeper into trade rumors, talking about they're open now to listen to Jaylen Brown and Derek White trades. I think a lot of people are kind of overreacting. I want your take on that too. If you think it's real or if it's just smoke in the air. I think a lot of people are overreacting. Like GMs, realistically speaking, are taking calls for everybody except 7-8 guys.
Yeah.
They're taking calls for everybody, even Halliburton. And I know Pacers fans be like, "Oh no, we're not." Well, I bet if the Timberwolves called you and said, "Yo, like we want Halliburton," y'all would be fucking excited because the first thing your GM's gonna say, "Oh, for Ant or whatever." So it's like everybody is getting calls for players except for Wemby. I don't want to throw Tatum in there because he's hurt, but Tatum healthy. Jokic. It's crazy that Luka's out of that convo. That's fucking crazy. Hopefully from now on, Shai. Like these are all guys that they're not getting phone calls for. And then if you want to expand it just like an older guy, so like Steph, like he's never gonna move.
Yeah.
No one's even doing a prank call to be like, "Yo, can I get Steph?" They're not even gonna prank call the Warriors for that shit. It's not even worth it. So everybody, bro, like there was even a report. Oh, the Jazz are listening to offers for Walker Kessler. He might not even move. So I don't think any of these two guys are going to be leaving. They're going to be wearing green next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be leaving. Especially those two. I don't see it happening. I don't think they're going to make such drastic changes to where Tatum comes back and is like, "Where the fuck's my team?"
Yeah, like where's my guys at?
That's like what happened to Rondo in 2014.
Poor guy.
Yeah, tore his ACL. He came back. He's like, "Where the fuck my team at?" Yeah, I don't see them making drastic changes. Like you said, I feel like every GM is probably just calling other GMs just to check the temperature on certain guys and just see where they're at. I don't think anything of it though.
I would be very surprised if they were to move either.
Yeah.
So they're gonna stand down pat. So is Milwaukee too, because Milwaukee's talking about they're gonna prep a presentation for Giannis and show them that they want to win now. It's like, let's be honest, there's no moves for you guys. There's absolutely zero moves for you guys to do anything. I'm still mad that they traded Chris Middleton for Kuzma of all players.
That was crazy.
Couldn't get something better? You're trading a franchise legend for Kyle Kuzma. I'm still disappointed. So it's like, yeah, you do his presentation stuff, and yeah, Giannis is probably going to be loyal regardless, even if you put garbage around him. But there's no moves. There's nothing you can put in the presentation. You got to draft somebody. I don't even know who you guys can take and who you guys should take, but you guys have been one of the worst drafters in like the last 7 years.
I don't even know what pick they have.
20-something.
I'm about to check. Yeah, they literally didn't they just draft AJ Johnson in the first round and they traded him?
They're so terrible, bro. They're so terrible at drafting.
They have.
Remember, we looked at it together.
They don't even have a first round pick.
This year they don't have nothing.
Second round.
So what do you even convince Giannis of then?
They have the 47th pick. That's the only pick they have. They don't even have a first round pick.
And they have no money. Brook Lopez is gone though, at least.
The one first round pick they did have, Brooklyn has it. That might have been one of our picks that we gave them. I don't know.
You're not gonna do shit with it anyways.
Yeah. So The Bucks only have the 47th pick. Good luck.
Cap space for next season. I'm just trying to check right now. Damn, bro. Giannis and Dame are really making $108 million combined. That includes them making an extra 23.
Yeah, so they're gonna be in a tough spot. We'll see if they even draft. And even if you draft somebody, Doc don't even like playing rookies.
Bro, they're still paying Pat Bev.
That's crazy. Yeah, even if you draft somebody, Doc don't even like playing rookies. So you remember how long it took for Doc to start playing Andre Jackson?
Forever.
So good luck.
Yo, I wonder what they're gonna do with this Brook Lopez money, but I can't even get excited.
I'm gonna be super interested to see what Milwaukee does.
Brook was really making 30 M's, bro.
I feel like Milwaukee, if they just keep Giannis for the summer, for them that's a win.
Bro, for
That's
a
crazy.
team to be in purgatory with a superstar is so disrespectful, man.
Yeah. That might be their win for the summer. Just keep Giannis here. I'm like, why? So y'all could be like a 6th seed next year.
Josh Hart is basically Giannis, so y'all should just take him.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else. You gotta just wait and see. Hopefully, they spell his name wrong in that presentation.
Is Josh Hart untouchable
No.
because of the podcast and being Brunson's best friend?
No.
No way they would try to trade him without asking Brunson first.
Yeah.
I think he's an untouchable player in the league, bro.
That should be funny. They'd be like, you can't break up the roommates.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can.
If you could get Giannis, yeah, you can.
Yeah, and get Giannis on the show.
Yeah. Make it.
Have him take Josh's spot.
Call it the Big Headed Freaks. Make that the new podcast name. That's it. Freakhead.
Yeah.
Pause.
That's crazy.
Just call it Freakhead though, for real. Him and Brunson. That's their new show.
Yeah. I'm not really paying any Giannis news no mind until he requests for a trade. Just like what was it, the Jimmy shit at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
When he was like in news every single week. And I'm like, all right.
Everyone was like, we're going to stop talking about Jimmy.
I don't even want to talk about Giannis until he literally says, I'm requesting a trade. Because I feel like this is the way it's going to go.
He's not moving.
Yeah. I'm kind of just...
The foreign players is loyal as fuck. Respect to them.
Yeah.
They don't start running when stuff gets tough for a year.
Until I get that Shams tweet that says Giannis has requested a trade, then I'll talk about it. But now, nah. Because all it is now is just going to be, oh, Giannis is open-minded to blah, 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 and he's interested in... Nah, until he says he's requesting a trade, I'm not talking about this shit no more.
I really want to see what deals they could even make, bro.
No, so... I'm not even going to spend more time on it. Because I feel like it's going to be talking in circles about shit that probably won't even happen. So...
I really don't know who they could even get, bro. That's so sad. Like, they're not gonna get anybody, bro.
Yeah.
That's really gonna make me think like, oh my God.
They're probably gonna
This is moving me.
They're probably gonna run it back.
At least they got Chris Jericho Sims.
Oh, they might lose some guys too. Like maybe Gary Trent gets more money somewhere else. Torian Prince could be useful to another
so
team.
they're gonna be even worse.
Yeah, so they might be
than what they're already looking to be without Dame.
Yeah.
Poor guys, man.
It's
I
rough.
do feel bad.
Yeah, it's rough shit.
I feel really bad for them. All right, Justin, the last topic in terms of, basically off season for the rest of the league, even though we're in the finals. The Knicks coaching search, which has been blown way out of proportion. Just being straight up, it's been blown way out of proportion. And the fact that we're really fiending so much to report on a coaching search during the finals.
Yeah.
To a point where you're talking more about this in the finals. I already said this last week. But now it's like, oh, the Knicks are being told no, blah, 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 all this shit, right?
Yeah.
Here's the one thing I'll say. Why are we reaching out to Billy Donovan?
Yeah, I don't know.
And my favorite thing too, though, is when people are like, "Oh, like I don't think it was Shams. I think it was a different pro. It was like, oh, I spoke to all the teams and to see who the Knicks try to get permission to talk to. Doc wasn't one of them. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the one good news. But gonna interview Mike Brown. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not excited at all.
It's back to the same rotation of coaches. We're so cooked, bro. At this point, like I said, if we end up signing one of the guys who's just on the coaching carousel, I would have been more happy keeping Tibbs.
Yeah, now we're gonna interview Taylor Jenkins and Mike Brown.
I'm good on that
this
fraud.
week, and I mean, yeah, between the two of them, I would prefer Taylor Jenkins, but I'm still not like.
Would you really?
Between him and Mike Brown?
I think I prefer Mike Brown, but you're chewing to eat shit, solid shit, and diarrhea.
I prefer,
in terms of a contender.
I prefer Taylor Jenkins over Mike Brown. But I'm still not like jumping out of my seat. I mean, the guy I wanted the most was Johnny Bryant, but I could see why people would be turned off, like asking a rookie head coach with these expectations. It's a lot to ask, and it's almost unfair. But he would have been the guy that I'd be the most excited for, and just because his offensive philosophies and shit like that, and the relationship he's had with us already, I feel like he would have been a good guy to have already because he's been with Tibbs for 3 years. He's sat with Kenny Atkinson already, so I think that would have been dope. Jason Kidd obviously would have been my number 2, so I think that would have been good, but. If this is the direction, I hope this isn't like the final round. Like, I hope not. Because it's like, now I got to talk myself into Taylor Jenkins, which I don't think he's like a shitty coach, but it's like, damn,
I'm good
bro.
on him, bro.
I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I would have rather just took the chance with Johnny Bryant and got him like good-ass assistants next to him. I would have rather took that chance than to do this.
It's been a while, Justin, but maybe we should make the call.
So,
time to call Mike.
Budenholzer?
Fuck no.
D'Antoni?
Come back, man.
I would have loved him as. You know what's crazy? Before we fired Tibbs, I was talking to Mike. I was like, yo, we should just call D'Antoni to be like an offensive coordinator.
That would have been so
and
tough.
Keep Tibbs. Like, I would have loved that too.
I think he's done being a head coach.
Yeah.
Like, not because like the league not wanting him, but you think by his own standards. Like, his wants and needs, pause. Like, does he want to be a head coach again? He's old, bro.
Yeah, he is old.
It's a lot of stress.
Yeah, because he was an assistant. After Houston, he was an assistant for a minute.
Yeah. Philly.
That was the one route I wanted to take if we kept Tibbs. I'm like, yo, we should actually deadass treat this like it's football and get an offensive coordinator. And D'Antoni would have been the first guy I would have called.
Would he listen, though?
That's the thing. You got, would Tibbs be like, would Tibbs be able to?
What are we doing?
Yeah, would he hand over the keys? I don't know. So
I gotta watch that Jeff T clip again, man. He said, "Damn it, guys, come on."
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully, this isn't the make or break.
Out to Jeff Teague, but you let Shai's dad really disrespect you too.
That was
so much Jeff Teague. That shit was a crazy violation. I'll give Mike D'Antoni a call, honestly, before a lot of these guys. Which is sad that we're even like succumbing to this. Like, I don't want him, but like I'd rather have him than Taylor Jenkins. I'd rather have him than Bud. You know, I'd rather have him than Mike Brown. Like I'm sick to my stomach that we're really like getting rid of Tibbs for this shit. Call Vogel. Nah, not even. It's the same carousel too.
Nah, I'm good off Vogel.
These motherfuckers don't get tired of hiring the same coaches, bro, in the league.
Yo, take the chance, man. Go get Johnny Bryant, bro.
I still have my hesitations on that too, just like everybody else. But at this point, I would do a lot of these guys.
I would do it. I watched that Cavs clip like 5 times already. I would just do it. Get him some strong ass assistants.
Not everybody's Mazzulla or Ime though.
That's true, but I'll just do it.
Because if anything, sample size of a rookie head coach like succeeding like them two, who else can we name besides them two and Steve Kerr?
Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse?
Um,
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure that's it. So
Yeah.
4 guys. Not even just recent history. I'm thinking like ever. And, you know, we're not going to remember who was a rookie head coach back in the 80s when like, they won a championship or anything. I don't know how long Chuck Daly was there before they won.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's the 4 off the bat.
Yeah. I know Phil Jackson, they went to the ECF, I think, his first year.
But we striving for finals. That's the problem.
And then they won the finals after. Pat Riley's first year as a head coach, they won the chip.
5. Out of how many rookie head coaches that come in? That people take a chance on.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it if our goals to go to the finals. Like, I think I would have been okay with that move last year to take a chance on a rookie head coach. And this year, I'm only like okay with it because of the options that are out there are terrible. Which is so sad to me, bro.
Yeah.
You ready for MVP of the week? It's so melancholy right now.
Yeah.
In terms of coaching.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? The MVP of the week, Justin, is nobody.
Why?
And I'm not trolling either. Guys on the Pacers are not moving me. We're talking about a bunch of guys who are scoring like 10 to 18 points. Are we really just going to give it to Shai every fucking time we're here? Well, this time will probably be like the last time, but it's like, are we really just going to give it to him just because he's scoring the most?
Who got it last week, Shai, right?
I'm pretty sure Shai had it last week too anyways.
Yeah.
So I was like, who is it really there to give it to?
Shai.
J-Dub for 1 game?
Shai don't even really deserve it.
That's my point.
Because that game wasn't even...
And the defense is terrible too. This is what kind of sucks, bro, when we get this far with MVP of the week. Like, you literally just have to pick between 2 teams, and it's like, I wish somebody just came out and had like 2 incredible games. That's like a shocker, but no, there is no MVP of the week, bro.
Give it to Obi Toppin.
Fuck him, bro. If I was to give it to anybody, it would probably be like Siakam, but even then, he's not doing nothing crazy.
I'll give it to Obi Toppin.
You can do that. I'm not going to announce
Obi
that.
Toppin had...
I'm not going to announce that.
Obi Toppin had a big putback dunk in the fourth quarter and a chase down block right after.
You want to give it to Mathurin?
I would have if last night's game he missed went 1 for 4 from the free throw line.
That's the problem.
If he didn't do that, I would have given it to Mathurin. I'll show Obi Toppin some. And then he hit back-to-back threes.
Okay,
give me
the threes is crazy.
Let me give it to Obi Toppin, bro.
God, we're giving Obi Toppin that MVP of the week. Can you like just give me a shout out, bro, and then we could get out of here? I just feel gross even thinking about that. We're giving Obi Toppin an MVP of the week.
Yeah, Obi Toppin.
He will never even be in discussions ever again. He won't even make the list at all the whole next regular season. I can guarantee.
Oh yeah,
that.
Regular season? Hell nah.
He's not gonna make it.
Yeah, no shot.
Now we've seen some guys make it. That was shocking. He's not gonna make it.
Yeah.
I think even Malachi Flynn made it when he dropped 50.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro. He's not gonna make it.
Shout out to Father's Day tomorrow. Shout out to all the fathers out there.
Shout out to me.
Shit.
Expecting father. I'm kidding. I hope I'm kidding. From what I know of, I hope I'm kidding. Let me say that.
Yeah. I don't have no other shout outs. By next episode, the finals might be either done or going into a game 7.
Hopefully done.
Yeah.
For one team though, to win.
So, and then we might have
the blue and orange on the west side.
Yeah, so by next episode, we should be recapping the finals and getting ready for the NBA draft. So,
mock draft. How far are we going? I know last year we just did lottery. How far you want to go? I'll let you decide.
I mean, we could do a lot. I mean, shout out to Vic. I'm going to do a vid with him. We going to do the whole first round.
Oh, yeah, I got that, man.
Yeah, so I was thinking for us too, I guess just lottery.
Yeah, I got that locked down. I could do round 1 and 2.
No, yeah, we going to do the whole, just first round.
When am I going to talk to Vic in person? I got some choice words for him.
Shit, if he was to come for this draft, shit, and we fake could do the first round.
I mean, I would bring him here for a ranking thing in the offseason. I got some choice words for him. I have some choice words for a lot of people, especially Mikey Locks in person. I want to look him in the eyes and hear some of the shit that he be saying.
We got to get Vic on for like an off-season episode. That'd be lit.
We have some great guests planned for the offseason.
Yeah.
One very special guest that I've been waiting on. Let's just say that there is supposed to be a third J in this channel.
Yeah.
So very excited for that episode when it comes out. That will probably be the most unhinged episode. And I mean, after the shit that I seen with him last night, I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
So that's a good guess that we're gonna have. God, bro. That's gonna be like an episode we might have to actually cut shit out.
Probably.
And that's okay, you know? Maybe we'll just leave it in anyways, just for the fun. I have no shout outs, bro. Why are the Yankees losing to the Red Sox?
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
We'll probably lose 2 back-to-back series versus them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, I have no shout outs, honestly. Shout out to our truth. Oh! Shout out, since I said our truth. Shout out to the league for getting me with the super team. Me, Justin, Dequan, and his brother. We winning the chip next year.
Yeah, shout out to the league. Even though I demanded a trade to the Knicks, but I'm on a super team now. So
why did you even demand a trade?
I just wanted to go to the Knicks.
How do our contracts even work out?
I don't know. And it's crazy because I just got traded to the Lakers.
You're a fucking star player. I wonder what we gave up.
Yeah, for real.
Probably nothing. He probably doesn't even like have trades. Like right now, he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna drop Justin on this team because our contract should not make sense, bro. Honestly, if we're all star players or whatever,
yeah,
or if we're all like selling rookie deals, but still, man, ridiculous. Shout out to Dave Wall though.
Yeah, Dave shout out to Day.
Justin, walk us out of here.
If you guys are listening on audio, please give us 5 stars. Please like. If you're watching on YouTube, please comment, like, subscribe. Follow us on the J&J Podcast on Instagram. Follow us at the J&J Podcast on TikTok. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Never drink this shit. This shit is garbage. Peace.